What would you guys tell your 20-year-old selves?
When I was in my 20s, I was afraid to express myself and be myself because I was worried about everybody's, what they was going to say about this, what they was going to say about that. Is she dating too many people? I just feel like that is the time where you're supposed to get to know yourself.
Yep.
And how do you get to know yourself if you don't date and find out what you like and what you do not like? I'm not going to let nobody make me feel bad about dating 20, 30 men. That's my life.
20, 30 men? Okay.
I'm 20-something years old, right? So I date 3 guys. So all I got to choose from is 3 different personalities. They ain't enough.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know when I was younger, I used to worry a lot about just life, you know? I remember when I was 23, I had my first, like, real heartbreak.
Really?
I just knew, I was one of those girls, I knew I just wanted to get married. I knew I wanted to, you know, marry him. It didn't work out. So then I would always question myself, like, oh, man, you know, I want to get married. Am I ever going to get married? And now that, you know, I think about it now, it's like, yes, don't worry about that. I truly believe if you're meant to be married, it's inevitable. You're going to find the person for you. You don't have to worry about it. And I always say it's not how you start, it's how you finish. It doesn't matter what age. Just make sure you're marrying, you know, the right person. And more than anything, I've learned that worrying, even though it's easier said than done, it's a waste of time. Right. Enjoy the present. Enjoy the different seasons of your life because that's when you're able to enjoy it. It is going to be okay. You're going to be fine in the future.
Of course,
So
I was exaggerating when I said 20 and 30. I meant more like 10, 15. But no, I think I was so gung-ho into finding the one. I got engaged way too young to the wrong person, you know? And because I thought that I didn't want people talking about me, and the music industry is real small. Once you start dating a producer, now you kicking it for tracks. Lies. You know what I mean? But, but who I'm supposed to date, because who I'm supposed to meet. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I just feel like I regret a lot of things about my 20s because I just would have let myself live a little, you know what I mean? And worry about my career and not worry about who I'm going to settle down with and who's going to think I'm good enough and who's going to think, you know, that I'm not a lady at the end of the day because I feel like I want to express myself and get to know myself. And there's nothing wrong with getting to know yourself.
Yeah. That's when you should get to know yourself, you know, in your 20s.
I think that's healthy.
Enjoy life. That's what I would say.
What would you say to your 20-year-old self?
Man, I think, well, one thing that really stands out to me now is that I didn't know that my family didn't have a lot of money when I was growing up until I started visiting other people's houses. So I remember like being in the Girl Scouts, and in the Girl Scouts, you'd have to meet at other people's houses, and when I'd go to their house, I'd look around and I'd be like, dang, each of one of you have a room of your own? Like each kid had their own room? And dang, your parents have one car each? And then like opening up their cupboards and seeing like it was Cheerios, not what we have at home, Cheerios, like the real brand snacks, you know, with boxes and stuff. And I just thought, oh my gosh, like I never let for 3 years anybody come over to my house because I just was embarrassed. I was embarrassed that we had like 15 people living in a 3-bedroom home. We didn't have the brand name snacks. We had crazy huge blocks of cheese. And I pretended my mom was always, she's sleeping or we're getting the house painted. And now, fast forward, I have what I call a home for myself and it's nicely, beautifully decorated. But there's nothing like going home to my mom's because the memories and the home that she makes it, I'd rather be in my mom's little home than my own house. And now if I went back to my 23-year-old self, I would say, be proud of where you came from. Be proud of that home. It doesn't matter what nice things you have. What's home is where the heart is. And my mom gave it that.
I would have told myself it's okay to say no.
No.
And I think in my 20s, I didn't know how to say no. I really wanted people to like me. And I think I wanted people's acceptance so badly, whether it was in a relationship, things I did where I didn't know, or I was worried that like, if I say no, they won't like me.
And
or
you missed the opportunity.
Yeah, or that I would miss an opportunity. So even with work stuff, everything that came along, I'd be like, yes, because I always thought it would be my last opportunity. So I was very fearful. I worried a lot when I was younger. Now I just don't care anymore.
I think what you're saying is like, if I had to tell my 23-year-old self, I would say stop worrying what people think and stop trying to do what you think people and society say is right. You know what I mean? Because I made a lot of mistakes when I was in my 20s because I got married. I stayed as an engineer. I should have let all that stuff go, and I didn't. So I would tell myself, you know what? Stop worrying about what people think about you because they not paying your bills no way. So, you know.